So you might have heard, Newcastle United, they've had a takeover and their transfer budget in Football Manager is £200 million. And I want to spend it. Hello there, folks. Welcome back to another video on the channel. My name is Ben. Good to see you. I hope I find you very, very well. Now then, you've probably seen or heard that Newcastle United on Football Manager this year are quite a fun challenge. A mediocre side that have recently sacked their manager in Steve Bruce. They need a man to take over to do something magical with their transfer budget. And although other people are doing full saves with them, I just want to spend the money and see how ridiculous I can be. I don't want realism. I don't want realistic. I want to ruin it. I want to ruin it. I want to ruin football as we know it. So I'm going to see what I can do as manager in the first transfer window and who can I bring in. We'll then simulate the season and see how those signings have got on. I think Newcastle right now probably predicted to finish maybe bottom 5, bottom 6. I reckon I could probably change that. So I was doing some tweeting, and it's basically, you're either in two categories right now. You're either the Newcastle manager, and you're trying to sign everyone and realising that it's quite difficult to sign the best players. I'm hoping I can change that. Alternatively, you're not managing Newcastle, but you are fascinated to what they're doing, usually hiring Brendan Rodgers. So I asked people, I said, send me your transfer windows. Some of these, they're so long, there's so much going on, and it's basically inspired me. I want to give it a go. I want to see what we can pull off. I want to make some outrageous additions to the team. This could be great fun. So, as you can see there, I have been hired as Newcastle United manager. I replaced Steve Bruce, who has left under a shadow of sadness. And now I get to see what I can do with them. Now, before I go any deeper into this video, my very good friend Work the Space is doing a save with Newcastle. You may have seen it already. Feel free to go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description to episode 1. I'm sure he'll make some similar signings to me. But again, I'm going to try and do some silly things here. So right now, Newcastle fans, I've basically put together the close to best 11 that you've got. Dubravka would be in there as well, I suspect. I'm basically going to try and improve this. Now, off the bat, I'm thinking players I'm definitely going to try and replace. Almiron, probably not Willock because he's just joined, and Joe Willock's actually quite good. So we'll maybe leave him in there for now. John Joe Shelby, Longstaff, great squad player to have, but not really the guy. Jamal Lewis, no. Shah, again, not too bad. Him and Lascelles aren't terrible, but let's be realistic. Manquillo probably out as well. The Dubravka, probably the one player that feels absolutely safe. I can't see myself not buying a striker. So Callum Wilson, this is a warning. So you get 600,000 in wage budget, 200 million to spend. Let's spend it. I'll give you an update towards the end of the transfer window. We'll then simulate it forwards and we'll see how those boys get on. Right then, time to get busy. This is going to be great fun. I thought I'd just do a little update, but I'm not going to show you them yet. I'm on the 17th of July, so I've not been playing the game very long at all. I've made 6 signings. It's ridiculous, isn't it? And I'm going to show you the one that I think is the most impressive. So, this is stupid. I've signed Alphonso Davies from Bayern Munich. A lot of people sent me players they'd bought. I never saw him, so I'll take it. £60 million. Deal. Easy. So, 4 days have passed. I've not been spending those days doing this. If you are watching the channel regularly, you will have seen there haven't been videos. This is the best it's been for about 4 days. So I'm desperate to make a video. So I'm sorry if your ears are feeling a little bit pained. Sometimes I can fight through the clog of it. But here we are. So let's reveal to you my transfers. I realised you can see Dani Alves' name there. Let me reveal my transfers to you then. 25 million left to spend as we get to the 14th of August. Once we've done the transfers, we'll simulate a season. We'll come back in January, take a look at how it's going, then come back at the end of the season and conclude. I realised you couldn't see Dani Alves because I forgot how videos work. But there he is, currently unavailable, and Kieran Trippier. So let's start with these two boys then. Dani Alves has joined Newcastle United at the age of 38. Free transfer. I'm sure you've seen one of the best free transfers available. Get him in. Him and Giovinco, maybe. I didn't sign Giovinco. So I should say, Dubravka, goalkeeper, starting. Didn't sign a goalkeeper. Right back, Dani Alves to back up. As I said before, Kieran Trippier. So Kieran Trippier joins us from Atletico Madrid, of course, left to Spain from Tottenham. We've now brought him back, £27 million. I think as far as right backs go, he's a top quality right back. Newcastle didn't really, Quio wasn't that guy. So welcome, Kieran Trippier. And as I say, we've already spent £27 million. Now let's move to centre-back. I've only signed one. So Jamal Lascelles, you're the guy I sort of went, you can stay. And he's the only one that I've said you can stay. Him and Shara can share that other spot. Kostas Manolas from Napoli. Again, a pretty good signing. I think. £21 million from Napoli. Very known for being quite a pacey defender, but also brilliant technically as well in those key defensive areas. Mentally good enough too. And yeah, welcome Kostas Manolas. My voice is hilarious. If you've been watching me for a while, you've never heard me sound like this. I should say, those waiting for part 3 of the City series, I'll try tomorrow. All right, you've already seen him, but let's just go over it again. Alphonso Davies at left back. So we've got Kieran Trippier, Jamal Lascelles, club captain Jamal Lascelles, next to Kostas Manolas, and Alphonso Davies at left back with Dubravka in goal. That's really good. £60 million. Sure, it's loads. Could be 69 million. But it's off on that. I said at the start of the video, I'm not looking for realism. All right, holding just in front of them from Leeds United, Calvin Phillips, one of England's heroes from the Euros, sitting at the base of that midfield, protecting everything that goes around him. I think he's the perfect player to have in that position. It cost me £20 million from Leeds. It's way too cheap. And like, the full game's going to come out soon. It might change things, but if you're thinking about doing a Newcastle save, £20 million on Calvin Phillips, go and get it done. Now, I will say, tactically, Joe Willock is going to remain in the side as well. I think he's probably good enough to play the box-to-box role, which is where I want him to play, alongside someone a little bit more creative. So, Joe Willock, you're safe for now. There's another window soon, though, so not safe forever. So, next to him, I bought Nabil Fekir. Now, Nabil Fekir can't necessarily play centrally unless you play him as an attacking Mazzala, and that is what we're going to do with him. You can see based on the attributes just how good he is. What a player to bring in. I mean, come on. Now we're talking £45 million. Nearly had a transfer to Liverpool at one stage, instead went off to Betis, which was a surprise to many because people think he's very good. £45 million again. It's a lot of money, but worth it. Welcome to Nabil Fekir. And this is where things start to get silly. As if they're not already silly. As if this voice isn't already silly. All right, next up, we've got Dejan Kulusevski has come in. Kulusevski? Yeah, I mean, not difficult to say at the moment. I mean, as difficult as it always is. The Swedish youngster, we're building for the future a little bit, but it's a pretty good signing to bring to Newcastle United. £70 million is the biggest, most expensive transfer we've made, but one that I think is absolutely worth it. So welcome to him. Yeah, I mean, he's not bad, is he? Let's be honest. I should say, Marco Asensio is also joining. So while we've got Kulusevski there, Marco Asensio is also going to join us. So we might as well add him to the list of players that we're bringing in right now. If you go to transfers, it's absolutely happening. £23.5 million. It's the last bit of my budget, and yeah, that's good. That's basically confirmed. In fact, I can ask for confirmation. We'll just do it right now. There we are. Newcastle United player. Easy as that. And then I've looked at Callum Wilson and I've thought, Callum, you really are good, but you're not this man. Welcome, Lautaro Martinez to Newcastle United from Inter Milan. It's cost me loads of money. It cost me £77 million, but it's Lautaro Martinez. So how does that look as a team? Let me show you. So team-wise then, if we're at full strength, this is what Newcastle United will be working with under my stewardship. Now, of course, we've spent over £200 million. Let's just bring you the transfer history briefly. We brought in 40 million. A lot of these transfers, and I advise it, by the way, because Newcastle have got so much money hidden away, basically. You're never going to run out of money. Loads of these transfers are installments. So you might say that's cheating, but ultimately we know Newcastle have got endless amounts of money. So don't feel bad about getting players in installments. The idea with this challenge is to get as many players as you can of like extreme quality as quickly as you can. So bringing in Martinez, Kulusevski, Davies, Fekir, it might look like, well, you wouldn't be able to do that. Like, you don't have that amount of money. You can see how much they're going to cost me. 93 million, 84 million. I said again, I'm not looking for realism. But as much as I'm not looking for realism, you could probably still pull this off. We got 16 million for Almiron, 10 or so for Fraser. Hayden went for a little bit as well. Richie, Gale, Manquillo. A few of the boys left as well for a little bit of money here or there, but it didn't make a huge impact or a huge dent on our big buy. But what do you make of it then? That's the team going into the season. How do you think they'll do? Well, I got good news. We can find out right now. I've already simulated the season. Let's find out how they did. Okay, so we're at the January period right now. I can talk at like a lower volume and it's not quite as bad. No, it's the same. It's just as bad. 7th place so far, just 2 points off the Champions League places. So I think you'll agree, like we've had this team basically play throughout. I feel for Asensio, I basically had to pick between him and Kulusevski who's going to play more games. Kulusevski has been that guy, so Asensio has come off the bench 23 times, an awful lot of times. You can see scoring the goals though, Lautaro Martinez 13 in those 24 appearances, and the attacking players around him getting a couple. Not amazing, but pretty good so far. Again, 7th in the league table so far. Manu FC, which of course is a fighter, at the top of the table. Tottenham struggling a little bit early on in the season. Chelsea really struggling. Of course, no one would really expect that. So two sides we're going to have to do very well to stay above for the remainder of the season. And let's see then, how do we get on at the very end? So far, 7th, and I guess we should do little past positions. And that's probably about right. I'll leave a link to the tweet that I mentioned earlier in the description. Have a go at this challenge. Send me your teams and see if you can beat this finishing place or this points tally, I guess maybe, of Newcastle United. How did we get on then in the final game of the season, or not the final game of the season? How did we end the league table? Wow. I mean, bloody hell. 12th place. It crumbled, viewers. Now, admittedly, we are a couple of points off 7th, and a result here or there could have changed everything. 4 teams finished on 51 points. Leeds, Everton, West Ham and Aston Villa. Newcastle then finished on 50 points, and we are way off the pace, if you're going to be honest. 12th is a pretty, I'm going to say it, viewers, a disappointment with this team. Like, this team is better than most of the other sides. Of course, tactically, you might have changed things. Playing a vertical tiki-taka might not have been the way. Going a gegenpress might have made them more impressive. But I did feel like that was the best way to go with the players we had at our disposal now. We could work the ball up towards Martinez and allow him to shine. No one really played that well throughout the season. That's the real disappointment. Fekir put in a 7.12, not too bad at all. Alphonso Davies with a 7.01, but no one else has really come up and shown that they're a quality player. It's really quite frustrating. Joe Willock has had actually a pretty good year, 11 goals in his campaign, 24 in 45 for Lautaro Martinez. And as the season goes then, there were definitely some high points and some low points. But, I mean, amazing November. Like, they beat Chelsea, beat City, drew with Liverpool early in December. At that point, it's looking pretty good. But there was this period against City, Chelsea, Arsenal. Who else is in there as well? Aston Villa, was it? Yeah. So he kind of fell away there. A 7-0 defeat to Liverpool kind of put a stop to it. And a 4-1 defeat to Watford on the final day, who ended up being relegated. If Newcastle win that, I sit here and say we finished 7th, which is far better than 12th. It's a very weird scenario to be in, that would have been that far up had we just won the last game of the season. It's just, it was as close as that. You can see there, Lautaro Martinez, 3rd highest goal scorer in the league, 19 goals, only Cristiano Ronaldo and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang ahead of him. But yeah, not too bad then. And that concludes the challenge. So as I say, you get 200 million, 600 grand. Give it a go. Tweet me your best transfers. I want to see someone sign someone ridiculous. And I'll end this video by saying, if you'd like to see season number 2, and this video hits 2,000 likes, we'll do season number 2. We'll see what budgets I get, and we'll spend them. Right then, we'll have with care for until next time. I'll see you again very soon. Hopefully I don't sound like this, and I sound like the start of the video, but I wanted to make something. I've been sad for 4 days. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. I need to cough a lot now, but at least we did a video.